Hi everyone, and welcome to Objective Recovery. I'm your host, Henrietta, and today it will be just me alone talking about something that comes up around the end of every single year in relation to mental health and recovery. It's the holidays, especially the relationship with alcohol and other substance use. But before we dive in, I want to take a moment to say thank you. Over the past few months, many of you have watched, listened, and provided feedback on this new channel, and I really hope these conversations have felt enlightening, inspiring, or simply supportive in your own journey. If you find value in these episodes, it would mean a lot if you let us know by subscribing and sharing your thoughts in the comments. It really helps us grow and reach people who might need these conversations. So back to the holidays. The holiday season amplifies everything for many people. The joy, the pleasure, the expectations, the social obligations, and for many people, the stress as well. If you have a substance use problem or you are in early recovery, this time of year can be uniquely triggering. But even if you don't identify with addiction, you might still feel overwhelmed by the pace, the expectations, or the sense that you are being pulled in every direction. This video is about navigating the holidays with clarity, not shame, not perfectionism, and not pressure. As a start, I want to remind everyone of something people often forget: that there is never an obligation to celebrate the holidays in any specific way or even to observe these traditions at all. We are allowed to spend this time of the year however we like, and if the usual events are not interesting, or especially if they are triggering in any negative way, we can design a completely different season than the ones we have had before. Personally, as an adult, I have never been very much into traditions, but when I was struggling with mental health and my own alcohol use, sometimes that was an excuse to escape from the world and overindulge on my own. For those who struggle with the social aspects of this time of the year, remember that there is no rule that says we must engage in any gathering just to please others, even if they are family or our closest friends. So if you feel bored or overwhelmed, I would like to invite you to create something new, exciting, meaningful, and protective for your own well-being. So let's talk about how to do this. So why are the holidays especially challenging for so many people? Think about it as a four-step process. First, old patterns often get reactivated. Familiar environments, rituals, and people can often trigger old behavior loops, even after long periods of change. Second, as a response, emotions run hotter than usual. Social dynamics, unresolved tension, and heightened expectations can elevate stress, which triggers urges. Third, fatigue builds. Travel, shopping, hosting, being on socially all the time. These weaken independent decision-making for everyone. And fourth, social pressure increases. We hear comments like, Come on, it's Christmas or New Year's. Have a drink with us. Or relax, it's the holidays. Most people also assume the holidays must look in a certain way, with full calendars, constant socializing, traditional events, or just resenting the whole package and escaping from it. So how can we do it differently? So my number one recommendation is planning the season. Before invitations even show up, or before our own anxiety signals, it's time to withdraw from everything. One of the biggest mistakes people tend to make is waiting until the holiday invitations start rolling in, and then trying to manage everything reactively. By that point, you are already in other people's plans very often. So instead, take a breath and map out your own season first. So ask yourself, what do I want this season to feel like? What kind of environment would support me and what would be counterproductive? Which old traditions still make sense in this context and which ones don't? And what would I create if I wasn't trying to please everyone? After answering these questions, you can design something completely different. It can be calmer, more joyful, more meaningful, or just more you. And this doesn't have to be a perfectly planned out schedule. Even almost last minute, you can pause and decide what types of activities feel aligned with who you want to be, instead of just focusing on opportunities and on the present. What events you already know you don't want to attend? What new traditions you might want to try now, even if they are small? How much emotional and social energy you realistically have? And what boundaries need to be in place to achieve this? This early planning creates clarity that is easier to follow. It also reduces the number of situations where you suddenly realize you are somewhere you don't want to be. So now let's focus on 3 different categories of people in relation to substance use patterns. You can probably identify with one category clearly. First, people in early recovery. This includes those who already identified that they have a substance use problem or addiction and want to reduce harmful use or commit to live completely sober. Identify your triggers in advance. These are often specific people, places, activities, days, or hours. Being tired, hungry, or emotionally fragile, or experiencing pressure. Mapping your triggers this way takes the guesswork out of stressful moments. Prepare simple, neutral scripts for declining activities or substances. You can say, I would love to join but have already made other plans. I'm good, thank you. I'm taking it easy tonight. The key is responding with something short that does not invite further pressure or questions. If complex planning feels too much, try to use micro commitments. Commit to the next hour, then the next, and so on. These micro commitments prevent overwhelm and build confidence. Then, if you have already joined a recovery program or community, this is the best time to use them. If not yet, this is also a great time to try one or even a few support groups or programs. or to seek out professional advice. At Objective Recovery, we offer assessments that identify individual patterns people are often not aware of and create a personalized plan for you. This takes off the stress of not knowing where to even start. It's a very easy and non-judgmental online experience, and we have a special discount for the holiday season. You can find more information on Objective Recovery's website and reach out to us from there. Now, the second group is people who don't identify as having a problem, but want more control over their substance use. You can try the following. Know your mental signs that can increase impulsive decision-making. This can be negative, such as irritability, loneliness, or boredom. Or even positive thoughts like, I deserve this after working so hard. Or I just want to have fun and relax. Set your limits ahead of time that align with your larger goals. They don't have to be rigid rules, just boundaries. Define what substances you allow and don't allow yourself, how much and how often, and which situations, people, dates, and times are compatible with that. Then we all have a body, right? So support your physiology before critical events. Don't stack pleasure and try to have a good night's sleep before you go out for a big event. Stacking is a well-known mechanism that can create a dopamine-related burnout that often leads to a much bigger crash and spiraling down the line. Eat a healthy meal before you go out to keep blood sugar steady, because starving amplifies cravings even in people who are not addicted. Exercise a bit. This can put you in a better mood and reinforces health goals. This can also be a good time to schedule a preventative healthcare appointment or a visit to address an existing problem that you have been ignoring for a while. It can serve as a reinforcement of healthier commitments. And finally, build in a recovery window between events. Give yourself a rest day after parties or other events. This can be a good rest, a self-care, or a spa day while eating well and not doing anything stressful. And finally, the third group of people are those who don't worry too much about substance use, just feel overwhelmed by holiday expectations. Most people don't have substance use issues at all, but they still struggle because the holidays feel like a performance. If that's you, remember again that you are allowed to make your own plans and say no to invitations. Being busy is often glorified as a virtue, but that's part of why burnout is so commonplace these days. So protect your real yes commitments that you have made yourself. Say yes only to gatherings and celebrations that genuinely matter to you and support your wellness goals. And notice when expectations and not your own needs are driving the choices. And if you want to take away only one piece of advice from this, keep asking yourself, if I could shape the holidays from scratch, what would I choose? Most people never even stop to ask themselves that question. I hope this has been helpful and inspires you to take the holiday plans in your own hands and create a season that feels honest, grounded, and healthier for you. Remember that being intentional is the key. that success is about staying conscious and choosing what aligns with your own well-being. Happy holidays, take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next video.